Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Battle Angel Alita, Volume 4. Okay, so, not much to really say about this one. Like, I can't even tell if that's the Berserker armor or not. It doesn't seem quite like it from the fingers, but I could be wrong. I didn't really pay attention to the fingers. Okay, yeah, that's the shoulder. Does the shoulder look like that here? You can't really tell because of like the way she's holding her hands, but I assume so. Hmm. Yeah, I can't really say anything about this. I really do like her hair, though. Like, I really do appreciate the fact that her hair keeps on looking really good. Ars Magna. I've heard that somewhere before. In Latin, I know Magna is just great. What is Ars again? I've heard it in a few different things, though. Like, it's not a descriptor because Magna is already a descriptor. Hmm. Not sure, not sure. Yeah, that seems pretty unlucky. I also really like this design. Or, like, not this design, but this, like, art style thing. Like, I've seen a lot of series where they do the blurry thing for, like shots that are supposed to be like real life things. Like, someone takes a picture of just the street and then they blur it to make it look a bit more manga like, and then they draw a manga character there. I don't know if that's quite what this was going for because I know this was done before, like before people were using CG in manga, or like I guess before people were like just taking pictures and like putting like actual photos in manga. But that's what this makes me think of. It makes me think of like they're taking this fantastical design and then rendering it like that, so you would assume that, oh, it's a real life image, even though it is clearly something that exists, in the series. Apart from that, I guess it just makes it feel more dreamlike, I suppose, compared to her. Oh, that's right, we saw this last volume. It is so cool looking. Yeah, so it has to be the trickiest because there's so many different gimmicks to it. Oh, I'm so excited to see them actually race on it. Okay, so once the motor ball itself completes 5 laps, then we're done. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So it's all physical. Like, it's all physical or like close combats. That's right. Like, because this is like, this is the preliminary. We're not even going up against number one yet, or like the best, not number one. We are going up after against, the literal number one, the person with, the number one in the medium category. Oh man, yeah, this has to be the entire volume, right? There's no way they're gonna wrap this up in one chapter. Okay, so how is he going to spin this? Like, I genuinely don't think that he used his sister in order to do this. I think it just kind of worked out that way, to be honest. Oh no, like I guess he can say the truth, which is that um, his sister told him that, hey, my brother's got an incurable disease. Can you look at it? And that's how he came here. And then after that, he just tried to make it go, work to his advantage. Oh man. Ah. If it's it is if she gets completely crushed. That's why I went straight to the champion for help. Also, I do like that he finally kind of decided on it. It's like a daughter. That's kind of where he's at right now with his feelings towards her. Yeah, okay. That's pretty rough. Oh man, I really do like that she has people on her side right now for this though. Like most of what we've seen so far has been her basically solo. Like solo or with like Ito, which doesn't really help that much when it comes to, when it comes to fighting cyborgs. So it's really cool that we're getting a thing where she has cyborg allies, at least right now. Oh, I didn't notice actually. Does she still have or does he still have the 99, or did he change numbers? Because that's clearly a 9. My gosh, yeah. Whoever's paid for Alita's tickets, they're getting a really good show. Oh man, that is dirty as heck. That is very, very dirty. Family is good. Oh no, oh no. Is he having another brain spasm? The fact that he can do something like that is, that's so weird. Like, just the concept of manipulating your brain or like tweaking it is, that worries me so much. Like, even if something like this wasn't happening, just the potential for something very small that you don't even notice that is like, slowly messing with your brain, it gives me chills. It won't be necessary. Is he willing to die here? I mean, if this is going to end in this chapter, which I don't think it will, but if it needed to, this would be a good way to wrap it up quickly. Like, Alita will never get her match with him because he's going to die. I don't want that to happen, though. That'd be such a dark anticlimax. Ah. He places those hands of glory on his head as a victory charm. That is such a like that is so like not dystopian, I guess, but I don't know. Like it's so very brutal. It reminds me of something that would happen in, like Mad Max or something. Look, the champion touched me. Like, something about that. The fact that it's so gruesome mixed with like the fact that he doesn't care at all about it, and the fact that he's not even augmented. Like that, those are his actual hands. Yeah. Yeah, he does seem to be very much like a butcher. Like I know in the previous volume we got the the drop that he was a very vicious and cruel person, or at the very least that he tends to torture his enemies. But I didn't expect him to have like sort of this doctor motif, I suppose. This very like clinical way of naming his attacks. Oh no, brain death. Okay. I've never seen someone do this in real life. I mean, I assume it's not quite like this in real life, but hmm. I'll have to look it up later on. Like an entire fighting style that is based around you spinning around seems really interesting. Oh no. Yeah, come on. Don't give up right now. Right. He just has to. Come on. Hang in there. You gotta hang in there. Oh, paint the track pink with your brains, just as promised. What a line. Oh my gosh, what a cool way of using the architecture here. Oh, wow. Nope, they're not cheap. They're made of Damascus steel. That's still not as strong as diamonds, but come on, hang in there. I love that her entire fighting style is, German. Like she's counting in German. That is fantastic. Oh, Zavala is such a mystery. All we know about her is that she's fast. Like she's just real fast, and she had like some sort of presence that scared even Alita. So if one person here has to be like the surprise final enemy, I wouldn't be surprised if it's her. Yeah, that seems super crazy. She basically just trusted in him spinning out of control, and then trusted that he would spin out of control exactly like this, so that they would hit this piece like that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's a personal challenge. Okay. Okay, so that's why she's so good. It's because she always reacts to whatever, the enemy does. That does make sense. Like it's always easier to react than to act. It's always easier to, do the second blow, not the first. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I love that we got a definition of that. That is, oh my gosh. Also, I really like specifically we got that because it also confirms like, yeah, this is just Tabasco. The fact that it was defined here shows that it's not like a futuristic like power up or something. It literally is just Tabasco sauce. Whoa. Okay, yeah, that definitely makes him seem way cooler than he was before. Also, I really do like how her entire pit crew cares this much about her. Like, sure, she does give them income and whatnot, but still, this fact that they do desperately want her to succeed, even if they are getting something out of it, I really do like that feeling of camaraderie. Yeah, if it's a red mountain, then it's got to be on Mars, which would that ties into her martial arts. So that's a nice little thing to note. This is probably the last thing that happened before, for whatever reason, she got scrapped. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Dang, I can't believe she did it. Right. So all she has to do is get there. Number 50 Teagle wins the match. Who could have predicted that? There's probably like one dude out there who's a millionaire now because he bet on the long shots. That is incredible. I can't believe that happens. Again, this idea that, everyone else kept going around multiple times except for him, but he was the one who brought it across on the ball's very last lap. Oh, that is fantastic. Slow and steady won the race. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this all makes sense. Like, it makes sense that we would keep Aya Dakati. Aidakati? Is that how you say it? Aidakati? Because yeah, he's been nothing but a good ally at this point. There's no reason why we wouldn't want him to stay around. Okay, also yeah, he did switch from 99 to 88. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, Zaval definitely. Teagle, I mean, he did win it. And of course he would want Caligula. Caligula. Because yeah, he is the champ. He does, he's not allowed to refuse, so screw it. Get him. P.S. Anyone who complains about the arrangement is a coward. Okay, that's pretty clever. Destinova. Okay, yeah, you can just barely see the dot there. I do not hate him for my spasms. I am grateful. Right. So, I'm actually wondering now. Like, he said it was just a restoration, but we know he's like boosted his brain. So, hmm. Also, he was an up and coming rookie before that, so he had to have done the augmentation too. I mean, yeah, he straight up says, he talks about the augmentation. It's just that he didn't like specifically say that here, but it's just implied that yeah, he also did the augmentation as well as fixing the brain. And I do think this is a good way to look at it. Like, yeah, be grateful. There's no reason why he should still be alive if it wasn't for him. Even if he is, in the end, even if he is a bad guy, even if he's just using him as a test rat or like a lab rat, it's, count your blessings, right? Oh, that is pretty beautiful. Suffering from terminal frost withdrawals due to all the accelerants. Oh man, I can definitely see how that how that would really bother you. It's like any other anyone who was in a sport and then they didn't do very well, or, they didn't get too big, and then they become a coach and they have that that chip on their shoulder. But this is a really cool way of putting it. Oh man, I'll reuse the material for another blade. Okay, so specifically, he's also the guy who just knows how to make Damascus steel, or rather, like he knows how to take Damascus steel and work with it properly. Oh, so they straight up just worship Zalem. Right. Yep, this makes sense. It's just a governance tool. Like all the lower things except for the top class are just there to, to burn off steam, to keep everyone happy and to keep them all, working for Zalem basically, or working for the factories. Okay, I can understand that. I can definitely understand her monologue here. Like, yeah, sometimes when something horrible happens, you have to lean into those regrets. Like, even though that's not very healthy, like, it's something to give you motivation. It's something that keeps you moving forward. Aw, that's really nice. Your family is Alita, and family is irreplaceable. Okay, this is fantastic. I'm glad they made up to an extent before the big game. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's really cool. It's kind of like spirit bending. This makes sense, yeah. A machine does not fear death. It's a martial art that not only is it optimized for machines or for androids or cyborgs, sorry, but like being a cyborg plays deeply into the philosophy of it. And this is that's a legitimate way of looking at it. Even a human is merely a nanomachine. Like when you come down to it, all of our cells are very like mechanical in nature. There's no reason to say like, oh, someone who is a cyborg is less than a human. Like they're just using inferior technology, but in the end, we're all basically machines on some level. He's not going to do it. There's no way. I cannot imagine him killing his sister. I mean, again, Ed wants her to do something he was never able to do. That's kind of scummy, but at the same time, I can't say I disagree. God. I'll be damned if I ain't the unluckiest son of a bitch. These notes are fantastic. I really do like that. Like, the idea that, he finally snapped there, but at the same time, he was also able to prove moments later that, yeah, he is still the Ed that she knows. Just, his desires got the better of him there, but that doesn't mean he's not still him. Nope, definitely not true. Also, I think this is the first time they've ever said the word android. So maybe at least the concept of androids exists, but I don't think there are any. Or at the very least, if they do exist, they're much harder to make than just, a cyborg. Oh, I love the anticipation building up here. Oh man. Even the people in Zalem are looking down from above at this. All right. Like, what a crew. What an interesting looking crew of characters. We've come so far. No, don't bully him. I can see that would definitely hurt. That idea that, yeah, you're an outsider. You're not one of us. He thought that she was someone who could, like, devote her life to this, but in the end, it really was just a stopgap. It was just a single stop on her journey. I don't think that's wrong. I think there are a lot of things that, some people spend their entire lives doing that you could just, sit down and do a little, just for fun. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. But at the same time, I can see, like, I can definitely understand this feeling of, well, I thought you were one of us, but no, you're just an outsider. It's not wrong, but it's not. Oh, I'm so worried for Shamira. I hope Ito like takes her in or something. Like I'm sure she'll have enough money just from like all the winning that he's done, but still, money alone isn't the best. Like, it may not keep her safe, for one thing. I will not disgrace the circuit. I will return triumphant. Yeah. There goes number 0. 0 versus 99. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. This is the titular chapter, Ars Magna. I'm pretty sure we've gone through the entire volume, so yeah, there's nowhere we're starting something else this volume. How brutal right out of the gates. Seriously, like, that guy, he was so top tier, and yet he was taken out so easily. That really shows the distance between them. Especially this kind of like metaphorical distance between like 0 and 1. I think that is super cool. Oh no. Alright, we're 2 down already. Oh. Also, I really do appreciate how this is all being done without dialogue. Like, my god. Again, right in the head as well. I don't think she was able to vibrate anything of his, right? Yeah, she just barely did not manage to touch him, whereas he touched her on the head. Oh. Oh, is this a flashback? Despite your double X chromosomes. Yoko. Okay, yeah, the German way of saying double X. Yeah, so absolutely. If anything else German shows up, I'm going to immediately connect it to Mars. Come on, you've got to... Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Right. This isn't even the game now. This is straight up just a fight now. Whoever wins is going to get the ball, but the ball doesn't matter. Motorball no longer matters. Right, he took out the other 4, so the ball really doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. Right. Oh no, they're only going to open one of those. They're definitely only going to open one of those. Also, I really like that they mentioned Vector again. Like, he's still around, he's still doing okay, and at the very least, like, Ito doesn't hold anything against him. I think that's good. Like, I really do like Vector as a character now. Yeah, you're done for the day. You can't do anything else. Oh no, just a little more. Like, that's the thing. I want Alita to win because I don't want her to, be killed. But at the same time, I don't want him to die. That's incredible. Okay, so one incredibly expensive bottle of wine just gone. And again, this is kind of foreshadowing. They can only pop open one bottle of wine now. Man, Teagle is really pulling his weight. Oh man. Yep, he smashed through it. I'm glad I didn't quit Motorball. I stuck around. I got to fight against the champ at the very end. Oh man. Oh my gosh, what a great scene. Holds up the other bottle, is like, wait, no, nope, nope. Sadly pulls out the crowbar and just smacks him on the head with that. Fantastic. Or this isn't even a crowbar. This is a what is this? Like just a handle from something? The Ars Magna, the Great Arts. Okay, that's what that means. So I guess they both have the same concept then. Like this idea that the like again, going back to that concept of the physical body limits the mental, the actual minds. That whole concept from volume 1. This is kind of the opposite. This idea that with enough training and discipline, you're able to eventually you're able to have your mechanical form gain like the exact same senses as your earthly body. You're able to surpass that restriction of being a cyborg, and you end up becoming basically just human again. So yeah, that's definitely what's happening here. Even if he is, theoretically still a cyborg, he's achieved that final great arts. He is, for all intents and purposes, he's the best of everything. He is a human while also still being a cyborg. Oh, I lost utterly and totally. I think this is what's gonna. Yeah, this is gonna be it. She's broken, but he's going to die first, right? So that way, she comes out of this having lost, but he, comes out of it having, died. And then on the records, it'll say, oh yeah, Alita won, but she'll know in her heart she didn't. To Alita's safe return, and the man who became a god. What a line. That is nuts. Like, he straight up melted. I mean, he's got his wish, though. Like, they could probably just keep him around as a statue now. He is, for all intents and purposes, like, this immortal hero. Everyone will be talking about that final, this final scene for years and years and years. Man, oh man. Please tell me how cyborgs' bodies work. Okay, so they do have, like, artificial spines, but they're very hard to get. It'd be much cheaper just to get a human spine. Artificial spines are actually way better than human spines. That's really interesting. Okay. I love this diagram of just, the putting in, poop out. Okay. Okay, so this is all really, really cool. This idea that, yeah, this is super advanced for us, like for the timeline I currently live in. However, like in their universe, this is all like bargain bin stuff basically. And the scrapyard has basically just simplified it as much as they can. They've simplified it and they've compartmentalized as much of it as they can in order to make it easy to swap parts and to make it easy to service and whatnot. That's pretty cool. Gotta start over again. Oh man, the idea of him just making more and more Alita faces is very worrisome. Being human is all about eating good food and crapping it out. Did you produce anything? That's proof you're alive. Poor Alita. Right. I mean, I really do like that. This isn't just a 5 coma. Which again, it's still that thing where like the third panel, or like the content of the third panel is split into 2 panels, but it has the same structure as a 4 coma. I really do like that we had like an explanation of how this works in the series itself. Of like, yeah, you get hurts, you have a bunch of operations done on you, you're forcibly changed into a cyborg, and then you have to pay off those parts by just, doing whatever the person who converted you to says. And now we're getting that basically as a gag, just to reinforce that, yeah, that's how it works. It is legitimately kind of funny, but at the same time, oh man, that's such a. What a way to enforce how dark the setting is. Alright, so that was Battle Angel Alita 4. Pretty good. I was surprised that this was all the like oh my gosh. I cannot believe that we spent all of this time on Motorball. I'm really happy about it though. Like again, this might be one of my favorite sports series somehow. It's also quite exciting because that means we kind of have a fresh slate for next volume. I don't know how in the world, like I don't know anything about it. I assume we're going to kind of come off of this, but we might have like a very small time skip the way we had with most of the storylines. I don't think we're quite ready to get into like an ongoing plot though, or like a deeply ongoing plot. I think we might get one more story that is just kind of unrelated to things, but which is following the new the other doctor and like another person he modified for whatever reason. Apart from that, I thought this was fantastic, and I really do like that Pyrrhic victory at the end. That idea that Alita completely lost, but at the same time she won, quote unquote, whereas her enemy is the one who theoretically, he died, but he also became kind of an immortal god in the sense that he will be immortal within the hallowed halls of Motorball. Yeah, that's Battle Angel Alita. Bye for now. Oh my gosh, what a series. Yeah, yeah.